Okay, fifth graders, I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to outline your face to get the most accurate contour drawing so that your micrography self-portrait is going to turn out looking like you. So you're going to start with the picture that I've given you, and you are going to find the Sharpie that has the square cap. That's the ultra fine Sharpie. It's going to be able to get the finer lines that you need for your self-portrait. So look for the one with the flat cap. That is the ultra fine Sharpie. So we're going to use that. And I've got this fifth grade volunteer here from last year. Now we want to get all of the lines that make you look like you. So you want to be really careful about following these contours. If you're afraid that you're going to make a mistake, you can always start with pencil first. But I'm going to make sure to do all the parts of the eye. Your eyebrows are going to be like a shape, because remember, we're going to be filling these in with words. Now I want to show you what not to do. So on this picture here, I'm going to show you what I don't want to see happen with your contour drawing. One of the biggest problems happens once we get to the hair. When people start doing the hairline for some reason, and we've been talking about observing, really focusing on what we see, not what we think it should look like. And so what happens, I'm going to show you what not to do. Kids think they say, okay, here's my hair, and it goes like that. And then for some reason when they get to the top, they say, okay, it's kind of like that, and they go even up and above where it should be. Well, on the back side is where I can check to see how my line drawing is turning out. So if I turn this over, what you end up with on the back is like a big helmet head. That's not really what your hair looks like. So we'll talk about how to fix that in just a second. Another thing that I want you to avoid doing is making too many lines in your nose. Now your nose, the important lines are around your nostrils, so you want to make sure to include these lines here. Notice, guys, they're not straight across. There's definitely this shape that we're seeing here, even though everyone's nose is a little different. So possibly would just look like that. Or some kids want to put like one line going up the bridge or another line going up the bridge. Here's where you run into problems. If you start getting this line that's going too far up the bridge, connecting to your eyebrow, that's not how your face really looks. If you do this, and if I'm saying it, it's because somebody's done it before, that is not how your face looks, not with a line. So you want to be careful to avoid those kinds of mistakes. And I'm telling you now that we want to avoid helmet head and triangle noses. Also with teeth, you can decide if you want to include your teeth or not, but you do include your lips. You have two lips, and you have a top and a bottom line on each lip. So even though he's got a thin lip here, you've got the bottom and also the top. And then down here we've got the bottom, and then the very bottom lip. If you don't want to include your teeth, you don't have to. Sometimes including the teeth makes the drawing look a little funny since we're just using these lines. I'm going to show you what we're going to make sure that we do with the hairline. So same kiddo here. When I do that hairline, I can see all of these little lines right here that I want to make sure I capture. So with my Sharpie, I'm going to start on one side, and I'm going to think of all these as little lines. So it's going to make it look kind of like zigzag, jagged lines, but I'm observing the lines that I see and representing those with a single line. So your hairline, boy or girl, is not a straight across line. Same when it goes up here to the top. You're just going to make sure that you're following that contour as close as you can to your hair, and it's not going to be a perfectly straight line everywhere. So when you're finished, this is an example of what it might look like. I'll know if I did a good job if I turn it over, and it should look like you. Okay, if it's not looking like you, we've got an issue or we missed a line. So this is going to kind of be the rough template for how your contour drawing will start before we put the words over the top. So hopefully those are some good tips, guys. Remember, no triangle noses, no helmet heads. Go slowly, observe the lines that you can see.